So in this video, I want to give you my thoughts on Andrew Tate, and this is a video that I've been thinking about making for quite a long time, and there's just so much to talk about. And I was initially thinking of making a script or at least have some sort of bullet points to talk about it, but now I'm like, let's just freestyle it. And in terms of this topic, there's always so much news going on, things are constantly changing, but I just want to focus more on the fundamental things. Just more about whether Andrew Tate has a net benefit or whether he's negative for society and for men in general. And in my opinion, I personally think that he has a net benefit, but obviously I have to explain myself. I can't just throw that out there because if I feel like nowadays people always like to put people into boxes. Either someone is good or someone is bad. Either you're for someone or you're against someone. And it seems like nowadays you can't say, I like this part of a certain person, but I dislike this part about a certain person. That doesn't exist anymore. You're either on this side or you're on that side. And this Andrew Tate situation is very interesting from a psychological perspective, but also in general when it comes to us as humans. Because it has shown that we as humans have still quite a lot of flaws and there's so many things that need to be changed. And in my opinion, the reason that I think Andrew Tate has a net benefit is because it has shown us individuals that a lot of us feel entitled and feel like we deserve more, whilst the reality is we haven't really put in the work for that. And I constantly see this in my life as well. I see so many people that really don't do anything with their lives and expect to make a lot of money, expect to have a very amazing, intelligent, attractive partner, whilst if you look at them, they don't look that good themselves. And hey, I'm not here trying to judge people on their looks, because this is how I used to look like. So clearly I know that there's more to people than just their looks, and personality is very important. But we do live in a society where looks matter. You're either on this side of the argument or you're on that side of the argument. The little nuances when it comes to our verbal communication is kind of lost, and this is probably due to the digital era where most of us are on our phones. If you make a joke, perhaps in your country it is funny, but if you go to a different country it can be seen as racist, it can be denigrating, misogynist or whatever. And that's why we always have to be super careful, and this has pushed a lot of people to be super careful. They're super on the tippy of toes. They don't know what they can say and what they can't say. And if a figure like Andrew Tate comes out and he is just blatantly open, he just doesn't care. Even if you don't agree with him, you still have some sense of respect for an individual like this. Because if you're someone that says what you stand for, at least people will respect you for standing up for your own opinion. And a lot of the things that he said are common sense, but not common practice. Because 20, 30 years ago, a lot of the things that he mentioned were normal. Whilst now, if someone says that you as a man need to put in the work and become the best version of yourself, some people will see that as toxic masculinity, whilst the reality is actions speak louder than words. And most of the people that say, yeah, this is toxic masculinity, aren't even the people you want to be associated with. Most of these people are insecure. Most of these people don't have a clue what they want in life. Whilst most of the time, if you look at the individuals that you want to become, if you look at the lifestyles of some individuals that you want to live, then suddenly all of this makes sense again. Because if there's one thing that Andrew Tate has put in the minds of young men, is that life is unfair. It is a brutal reality that no one wants to hear. Life is unfair. Life will always be unfair. And either you're gonna be a winner or you're gonna be a loser. And a lot of times nowadays, people, even if they lose, they get a medal for at least trying. Whilst in the real world, only real winners win, whilst most people are losers. And to be quite honest, most people aren't even meant to win. That's just the part of life. That's part of the game. Because how many of you are actually trying? How many of you are actually putting in the work and think every day, I need to change my life. I need to improve my life. Because if I personally look at my life, if I look at the people around me over the years, I don't hang out with as many people as I used to. I've got new friends. I constantly elevate and evolve, and the reality is most people just stay behind. Because I already showed you how I used to look like. So I literally came from the bottom, and I never really used to talk about this, but apparently it's a hot topic. It's a hot thing to talk about where you came from and where you're going, because this really shows how much you've progressed and how much you've upgraded in life. And simply by looking at that, you can instantly see that I'm someone that's always been serious. I'm relentless. I work hard. And this is the mindset you need to have if you're someone that wants to be a winner. Because you can't be a winner without putting in the work. Because life is unfair. Even if you're someone that is on the winning side, in the long term you will lose, because there will be other people that will be more ambitious, they will be more hungry, and they will do anything they can to outwork you. And this is one of the best things, in my opinion, that Andrew Tate has put into the minds of young men. Because nowadays, a lot of young men haven't been brought up with these values, and thus most of us are just wasting our time doing stupid things, wondering why they're on this earth, whilst when it comes to most of us men, inherently we're just made to conquer, we're made to constantly upgrade ourselves, conquer very masculine things. And nowadays in society, a lot of these things have been kind of burdened away, and this is a real issue, because when it comes to the world, when it comes to everything, there's always some sort of balance. And if you deviate away from the balance, somewhere on the other side, there'll be some consequences. And you can really see this with the rise of feminism. Because when it comes to feminism, obviously women have a lot more rights now, which is amazing in my opinion. But it does bring some challenges that no one really talks about, because this is a very controversial topic. The testosterone levels of men is decaying year by year if you measure it since 1960 or something like that. Whilst when it comes to modern women, due to the workload, due to the lifestyle that most of them are living, they are showing more masculine traits, they are working more, they're more independent, and obviously this has caused some sort of imbalance when it comes to the dating market. And this is a real issue, because nowadays a lot of these women want a certain type of men, and when it comes to that certain type of men, there's not a lot of them out there, because most people inherently are lazy. Most people aren't meant to be this amazing, aren't meant to be this 1% individual, and thus it's almost impossible for most of these women to find this ideal man that they're looking for. While when it comes to most regular guys, they are really struggling. So what would even be a solution in a situation like this? Obviously you can't take away all of the rights of the women, no one wants to do that, because we've worked so hard towards this point. But now we're also in a situation where the average Joe, the average man, is really struggling in the dating market. Only the 1% of men are getting the results and have access to pretty much all of the women. And I've seen this single-handedly myself, because obviously when I was a bit less attractive, I didn't get that much attention. I still had game, I still managed to get some results. Whilst now it's ridiculous. I don't really have to do anything. I'm just existing, and it feels like people are just gravitating towards me. Because how many men get girls DMing them? Not a lot. And I know that for a fact as well. It's not like I've got a very big following, but I still get quite a lot of them. And it's not because I'm doing anything special. It's just because the world is unfair. It's just because I was willing to put in the work, to look my best, to become the best version of myself, to excel in every single realm and area that I can excel in. And I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm continually improving, and being ambitious is a very attractive trait. And whilst most men, if they don't even show the ambition, if they're not showing any sort of progression, you're just out of the game. You'll be invisible and no one cares for you. That's just the brutal reality. Life is unfair, life will always be unfair, and this is the hardest take in my opinion from Andrew Tate. And I know nowadays you've got a lot of incels, a lot of people that are black pill. They say looks only matter, no, we need to be this way, we need to be that way, looks are the only thing that matter, life is unfair, I don't want to compete in this game. I mean, you can be like that, but that's just entitlement. You're clearly not willing to put in the work. You're clearly not someone that knows that, okay, look, this is the course that I've been handed with. Life is unfair. What are the best tips I can take to maximize my results? Whether it's attracting someone in your life, whether it's making more money, living a happier lifestyle, living a more fulfilled lifestyle, helping your parents, living a more profound lifestyle. It doesn't matter. Every single one of us has a choice, because if you're someone that isn't at the spot that you want to be, it's your fault at the end of the day. In the short term, yes, there can be external factors, but in the long term, over a long enough period of time, if you're someone that's relentless, if you're someone that's willing to put in the work, you can still make it happen. And this is one of the most key takeaways, in my opinion, from Andrew Tate. He has said quite a lot of things that I also agree with, but by just pointing out that life is unfair, and if you're someone that wants to conquer and wants to get the best results in life, you have to put in the work. Already, in my opinion, puts Andrew Tate as a net benefit to society. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I know everyone has their own opinions. It's quite a hot take, but this doesn't mean you have to be disrespectful, because we all have our own opinions and we can have a discussion in the comment section down below. But this doesn't mean that we have to be hateful to each other. So look, brother, if you are someone that's like, hey, yes, I want to achieve more out of life, I want to look better, but I just simply don't know how, or I don't have the funds for it. I have written a free book called Glow Up Secrets, and I will have a link in the pinned comment and in the description, and this way you can get your copy to the Glow Up Secrets book for free, and this will allow you to start your glow up. This will allow you to find the right steps to head to the right direction, and not only look better, you also become the person that you want to be, while simultaneously also creating the lifestyle that you want. So definitely check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your time, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye bye.